in this case it's Chauvin, but we need to make sure we get systemic justice, right? To make sure that this doesn't happen again. George Floyd, that could have been me. That could have been my dad. That could have been my mom. That could have been any of my kids that I teach chess to on the north side as a youth worker. That could be anybody. And that's why we're out here. We're out here to get justice for them, but we're also out here to protect our loved ones that are still here with us. So, the city council, all they've done is they've introduced the city charter. Now let me tell y'all, it ain't enough. We need more. And that's why TCC for Change have come up with their own city charter. And you can go and read what it's about on our website. Because what is important is to make sure that we get CPAC. Not to change the names of the police force. What we want is accountability. Because what are we doing right now? We out here holding them accountable, right? We out here making sure justice happens, right? That's what we need. And that's what CPAC is going to do. CPAC is going to make sure that there is a civilian of elected officials board that is able to actually convict these killer cops, to make sure that they actually are able to disarm them if their community wants that. Make sure they have cameras if their community wants that. Make sure that they're defunded if they want that. Make sure that they're abolished if they want that. This isn't about us pushing the agenda. This is about us giving the power to the people. So now, here we are. Now let me tell you, I'm so uncomfortable on the fact that they keep saying that this is going to be the trial of the century. That makes me start thinking it's two decisions, right? Seems pretty open and shut to me. Everybody saw the video. I don't know what this talk the trial of the century is. All y'all got to do is do the right thing. And when you put barbed wire, fencing, and concrete, it don't look like y'all about to do the right thing. Well, y'all got the sheriff and the National Guard headquarters making it look like a fortress.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you're wearing there?
I'm working, buddy.
Are you working?
They're preparing not to do the right thing. And we're here to make sure that they do the right thing. This just ain't for us. It's just ain't for our community. The whole world is watching, okay? I want y'all to say that. The whole world is watching. 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 Now this is going to be directed at them up there who want to turn this into a war zone. The community is watching. The community is watching. The community is watching. The community is watching.
Sorry, this thing is okay, I apologize.
And now, this last one is for us. I'm going to say we are, and you're going to say watching. We are 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 watching. Power to the people.
I can't tell. Someone's watching this shit. Just checking my gear's actually working. I'm just wearing this for no reason. Pardon. You can see. So this is for George Floyd and all stolen lives. These are all the names of people who have been killed by the police here in Minnesota.
Well, and you're only supposed to speak them.
Just give me a second. I'm going to check some stuff really fast. Check some things out. Yeah, we're really looking down for a second. Maybe not even that. Alright, everybody. So let's go take a look around, I guess. I'm up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I can see the chat, so I suppose I should bring them up. I have like 30 different things on me. You know what that is now, but I'm getting a lot of interference around here. It's really interesting. Demolish all prisons in the prison stick. I'm gonna walk around for a second. This must be all like police or folks bringing their vehicles here to stop anybody from driving through. Walk around first. I'm gonna go check out the protest cage. Oh, that's a good here's they have police with AR-15s and stuff. Oh, they're closing it. Yeah, so they had like a squad of police officers who are armed with AR-15 style rifles. This is the National Guard. You can see the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department. National Guard. They have something covered up there. I'm going to assume it's an LRAD. Along with, no, it's not. I assume it's an LRAD. They just don't want to show it because they don't want to show it. They have like stuff like that. So you got these guys. Their rifles aren't armed. There's no like magazine in their rifle. Let's just walk around a second here. Then we'll go back to where everyone's at. Hey, what's up? Chantel saying they hope to make an example of the police officer who's on trial today, which is Derek Chauvin. I don't know if that'll happen. Get more National Guards. These folks weren't here yesterday, so this is their deployment today. Very visible. They have their rifles, and they were deployed during the uprising. That's how they showed up initially. Like they didn't have anything armed, like, or at least charged. No magazines. No, their weapons weren't charged. So let's walk up here, and I'm gonna go back to the people. I just want to see what's going on over here as well. And you can see there's like that mess there, and then you got some folks over here. Yeah, this must be the press conference area. Let's look at all the media people. Then we're gonna walk back over there. There's the AP. There's all these folks. And this must be the memorial they created. We'll walk up to it really quick.
ends. Got a plug Mexicans on the hood. Switch who I call next. This common sense ass nigga couldn't be the president. Hold up, never tell the world.
There's a bunch of different memorials kind of laid out. Yeah, Taylor's over there. Let's go back over to the, oh, you're all good. Let's drill a second here. Anyways, look. The press is here. All over. Alright, we're gonna head back over there to the, what's up, George? I'm not sure what that is. Can you all hear me? If you're in the chat, let me know if you can hear me. It's kind of hard to hear. It might be hard to hear. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna get some shots of all the people in the street really quick. And then we'll move in and listen for a while. I just couldn't get close. Again, this is Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is where the trial is supposed to take place for Derek Chauvin. Well, you can see the massive amount of fencing they've put up. And like I said, we were talking earlier, to folks, and this is like this fencing, and then they have this anti-crime fencing behind it, which is actually way more difficult. Like this is like pretty not made, I guess, yeah. Like most fencing is a deterrent, obviously. Not deterrent is way better than this deterrent. I gotta walk in there. Oh, thank you, Victoria, for letting me know you can hear me. Again, I'm not really sure what this looks like. We're gonna do this for a little bit.
Black Lives Matter, right?
Let's say fortified position again. You can see that they erected all these tarps so you can't see what's behind them. You can see right here, there's like a squad of police officers set up right here. And they're just kind of like, you know, they're prepped, pre-prepped. Little squad hanging out. I don't think they'll attack the crowd right away. But yeah, you can see all this signage here. Justice for George Floyd and all stolen lives. So we try to get to the front. This will be really hard, so we can listen to the speeches. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
470 murders at the hands of law enforcement, and only one officer held accountable, the minority man that killed the white woman.
Pardon me, let's let through here.
We know what it is. It's time to call it out for what it is. There's no time for sugarcoating.
Hey, hold up. I know, it's really
Police
good.
department, the Ku Klux Klan with badges on. It is what it is. They threw my son's father, Justin Tigan, in the garbage can. Beat him to death. Beat him to death. These are hate crimes that are committed against other human beings. So no matter what but your uniform that you wear when you commit the hate crime is still a hate crime. They sat outside my house. They followed me. When Justin was killed, there was no Black Lives Matter. There was no movement because it was swept under the rug. And that's how it's been for the rest of our families. For Hardell Sherrill, Kobe Heisler, Cordell Handy, Marcus Golden, Jeffrey Smith, Jamar Clark, Travis Jordan, Justin Tigan, and any other families that I forgot. Charge it to my head and not my heart, but I stand here in representation of all of our families. So support our families. Stand by our families, because during this time we are hurting. We are re-traumatized. We have to look at a trial that we only wish and pray that our families could get, that our loved ones could receive that same day in trial. George Floyd hasn't even got justice yet, but to even get a trial, most of our families didn't even receive that. And we have to watch this and know that our loved ones never got that day. We have to hear George Floyd's name screamed all over the world when we know that our loved ones died in garbages, when we know that Hardell Sherrill laid on a floor for days and they wouldn't give him the adequate medical care that he needed. But one thing that we will not do during this time, our families will not be quiet. We will be as visible as possible. And we will be out here screaming our loved one's name. And we ask that you scream our loved one's names too. Because George Floyd, the only difference between George Floyd and the rest of our families is that they got to the videos with our families. They were able to edit the videos. They were able to destroy the evidence. It spread too fast with George Floyd. It went Facebook Live and they couldn't catch it. If they could have caught that video in time to stop it, they would have stopped it. But see, God wouldn't let them stop it. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And they silenced me for years. Well, guess what? Guess what? I'm done being quiet. When you killing human beings in the middle of the street for no reason, in broad daylight, I'm done being quiet. This is about human life. This ain't no paparazzi scene. I don't want to be out here doing this. I would much rather be at home with my son, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is, but I fucking want one.
That they would hurt
It's
me
live.
for coming
No, I'm talking about the face.
Oh, yeah. They're called a mandible.
They gonna have to do what they gotta do, because I'm gonna do what I gotta do. For all of you guys, we gotta do what we gotta do. So we thank you guys for being out here with us, with your boots on the ground. Keep coming out, even if you're going up against people that don't believe in what you're doing. You might be going up against your families and everything, but you know in your heart that you're fighting for what's right, and that's all that you can do. That's all that you can do, is fight for what you know in your heart is right. So if George don't get it, shut it down. 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 Thank you.
I don't think I can get closer. Pardon.
Too many
What's up?
Tall men and stolen lives! We refuse to close our eyes! Tall men and stolen lives! We refuse to close our eyes! Tall men and stolen lives! We refuse to close our eyes! Tall men and stolen lives! We refuse to close our eyes! Tall men and stolen lives! We refuse to close our eyes! All right, y'all. I want to end it. Are y'all happy to be here today for justice? Scream it out, justice! Justice! Scream it out, justice! Justice! Scream it out, justice! Justice! All right, y'all. We're going to move it along. The next speaker is Jerome Hilson. He's a TCJ for member. He's going to be reading our solidarity statement from the National Alliance
Collective. We're an
Against
indigenous
Racist and Political
organization fighting
Repression.
for indigenous
Y'all give it up for
sovereignty
his
and rights.
brothers around.
Minnesota?
What's up?
Are you based out of Minnesota?
Yeah, I live here.
Thank you all for coming. We in the National Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression send greetings of solidarity to the George Floyd family and the freedom fighters and people in Minneapolis who are fighting for justice. For the conviction of the killer cop, Derek Chauvin, fighting for justice for all of our people who are forced to exist under the tyranny of police repression. The knee of Derek Chauvin, which choked the life out of George Floyd, is symbolic of the knee of police repression that is choking the life out of black and brown communities. This must stop. This callous, brutal murder of our people must end without delay. We need justice. We want justice and we want it now. The U.S. House of Representatives just passed the George Floyd bill to become law. It must pass the U.S. Senate, which is subject to being blocked by a strong racist caucus that presently dominates the Senate Republicans. We know that the U.S. Congress will not give us the justice we want in Minneapolis. Only you, the people, can. We want Derek Chauvin and every cop complicit in the murder of George Floyd prosecuted, convicted, and jailed. And we know damn well that this will not happen if we do not put our feet in the streets and demand justice. Demanding that these killer cops be arrested and sent to jail. We salute you, freedom fighters, for your courage and fortitude, for your consistent struggle against racist and political repression, and for creating Minneapolis a great epicenter in the struggle for freedom, justice, and equality. We are proud to stand with you in unconditional solidarity. Thank you.
Hey, boots on the ground. We're here for shut this shit down. Boots on the ground. We're here for shut this shit down. Boots on the ground. We're here for shut this shit down. Boots on the ground. We're here for shut this shit down. So our next speaker is going to be Jonathan McCullen, works with legislative work in partnership with Family Supporting Families Against Police Violence. Give him a hand.
Hello, my name is Jonathan McClellan with the Minnesota Justice Coalition. We are part of a collective of organizations that work with the families and community to draft and advance legislation and other policy initiatives at the Capitol here in St. Paul and in Washington, D.C. As Abraham put it in his second inaugural address, the principal task ahead of our country at that time was to bind up the nation's wounds. Here we are over 250 years later, still seeking to bind the deep racial wounds within our country. We are in a state of affairs of our quest to obtain justice and equality, with Minnesota being ground zero of the match that has sparked this outpouring of consciousness for our shared community. We are still here waiting to cash that check that has fallen on a bankrupt system of expedient politicians, administrators, and tolerant allies of the same in opposition to progress for a more perfect union. For far too long, we have been victims of this plague, and we are here to say no more. No more to policies that divide us based on our diversity. No more to policies that break up families of color. No more to hashtags. No more to policies that put all the eggs in the basket of white imperialism while paying lip service to communities of color and our never-ending fight for justice. No more to the boots on our necks of our children, our brothers, our sisters, our uncles, our fathers, our nieces, our nephews, our friends, and our future. The bills we are advancing are ending qualified immunity, police professional liability insurance, the civilian oversight strengthened, ending police-only responses to mental health calls, ending the statute of limitations on wrongful death, creating an independent investigatory and prosecutory body, ending prosecution for reporting police misconduct, access to body cam footage within 48 hours. This is also known as Kobe's Law, ending no-knock warrants. We also support the Hardell-Sherrill Act of 2021 and the Philando-Castile Omnibus Bill. Like the slaveholders of the South in the founding of this young country, the opposition to progress fights for unrighteousness. They argue for division, they promote through their actions or lack thereof a distorted reality that places one class of people over the other and fails to see the humanity and all that is sacred under God. They turn their back to the promise that all men are created equal and have been endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We are not asking for a handout. We want your boot off our neck. We want a fair shot. We want a level playing field, not a hill we have to climb and fight with one hand tied behind our back, a knee on our neck, and a gun to our head or the head of our children. Law enforcement for decades has been pushing legislation to chip away at our civil liberties, our rights, our communities by pushing policies that absolve them of their crimes, weaken and remove checks of accountability, transparency, and justice with access to unlimited resources and unfettered access to our elected leaders. Our fight is for a lasting change, a commitment to the people, a commitment through policy that has had a lopsided application for far too long. In this time, with the events that have plagued our communities, it's long overdue. A saying I came up with was that we need to infect the system with the consciousness. When you go back home today and tomorrow and the next day and the day after that, remember that it was your conscience that brought you here. It was your conscience that tells you what happened to George Floyd was wrong. It is your conscience that brought you out last summer. It is your conscience that we stand on the right side of history. It is your conscience that helps us support each other. It is your conscience that says that the pain that these families are going through is wrong. It is your conscience that says the boot of oppression is wrong. We all know the system does not have a conscience, and that is why it is our duty to infect it with one. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Was that not powerful, y'all? We got to get them in the streets and at the legislature. You know what I'm saying? We got to fight it both ways. You know what I'm saying? When they say stay back, we say fight back. When they say stand back, we say fight back. When they say stand back, we say fight back. When they say stand back, we say fight back. When they say stand back, we say fight back. When they say stand up, we say fight back. When they say stand back, we say fight back. All right, thank y'all.
All right, y'all. So our next speaker is going to be Jess Sundin with Freedom Road Socialist Organization. Give them a hand.
Thank you, Destiny. First of all, I want to give a shout out. Today is International Women's Day. Let's hear it for the women and non-binary folks that lead this movement, especially the mothers and spouses and fiancés and loved ones of our stolen lives.
Here's the chat. Please let me know.
So shout out to all of us, hey? Look, we live in a country where a man can be strangled to death in broad daylight under the knee of a murderous cop. Just like we live in a country that has inside its borders whole nations of people held down under the boot of empire. This country doesn't know equality on any front. Economic, political, education, housing, health, nothing is equal here. Am I right? And the powers that be, they want us to believe that's just the way it is. It's like gravity and daylight, like it just happens. We have to live like this, they say. That we have no choice but to sit by and watch our beloved community members die by our enemies' hands. Well, I say to hell with that. Are you okay with that? No. Hell no. We got this far, here today hoping these courts will deliver justice for George Floyd only because we fought for it in the streets of Minneapolis and every major city in this country and in every country on this planet. We said, hell no, that murderous cops have got to go. And we are here today because justice begins with the conviction of Derek Chauvin and then the convictions of his 3 accomplices. But the justice we really seek is so much more than just the convictions of killer cops. We unite with the demand for community control over the police because who else has the right to say who polices our communities and how but you and me? But let's talk about a world where it's community control over society. In Freedom Road, we say once and for all, let's end this white supremacist capitalist system that's choking the life out of us. We say let's fight for self-determination for the African American nation, whose ancestors built this country with stolen labor. We uphold the sovereignty of indigenous nations, including the right to control their land and natural resources. We say let's cut off the stranglehold of empire wherever it tries to reach, in this country and beyond. And while we're at it, let's bring an end to an economy that is organized around profit and greed and exploitation and build a socialist society that provides for the needs of our people. And we are not the only ones ready for a change. The uprising to demand justice for George Floyd was a sign of things to come. We're not willing to live in the old way anymore, are we? Hell no. So join me in saying, we are unstoppable. Another world is possible. 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 We are unstoppable. All right, y'all, we're going to keep it moving with the next speaker because we're going to get boots on the ground in a minute.
All right, y'all, so our next speaker is Anika Bowie with Minneapolis NAACP. Give her a hand. Okay, Anika. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Anika Bowie, and I have the honor to serve as the Vice President of the Minneapolis NAACP. It's a legendary organization rooted to making sure we are securing and protecting our equal rights, political, educational, social, economical. It started in the 1900s. During a time like this, when lynchings were rapid, white supremacy, Aryan culture, hatred was rapid, and a coalition of diverse people came together to advance the well-being of our lives, of all of our lives. Black folks united and utilized our gifts and our talents, like today, to celebrate and to honor and to invite everyone and engage everyone to make sure that our well-being is prioritized. And before I even go further, I want to just say, I thank you. On behalf of the Minneapolis NAACP, we thank you for all of the families who stood up and was resistant and spoke out against a system of hundreds and hundreds of years of oppression. You are fighting against a system that has attorneys. You are fighting against a system that has a constitution that was not designed and had us in mind. You are fighting against a system that has their PR directors, their strategic communication directors, that has all different type of people who are working around the clock. But you know what? You may be fighting against a system, but we have built a movement. We have built a movement of people's power of thousands and thousands of years. I just want to be really straight with you, right? In the midst of George Floyd's murder, we all rose up and became our best selves. We all rose up and became our most lovable selves. We all rose up and became our most humane selves. We all rose up and became the protection that we did not get from the Minneapolis Police Department. We recognize our greatness, and that should never be taken away from us. Not only do we recognize our greatness as Minneapolis residents, but we recognize our greatness as global citizens. I had the honor to be a fellow for the United Human Rights for People of African Descent. And what I learned, that people in Brazil are standing up and resisting from the same system that we see today. People in Paris are standing up and resisting from the same system of oppression of policing that we see today. People in Africa, people in Ethiopia, people all over across the nation, across the globe, this beautiful earth, this Mother Earth that we must honor. COVID-19 had taught us a very, very loving, humane lesson, that we can't take life for granted at all. And that we need to put our practices where our values are. And for unfortunately, the people, us, we have to be the models for MPD. We have to model what we want them to model back to us. We have to be the greater person, and guess what, y'all? We are. We are. We are. So I just want to share that the Minneapolis NAACP is standing in solidarity with you. This is my brother, PJ Hill. He also is the Vice President of the Minneapolis NAACP. We have Angela Rose with us as well, too, who's the President of the Minneapolis NAACP. We have Dr. Raj, as we know and love. Dr. Raj has been holding it down, the chair of the Criminal Justice Reform Committee, and we have a coalition, and most importantly, we have you. We have you, and we just want to say thank you for showing up. Just for a quick little announcement, we have our general monthly meeting today at 6:30. It's streaming live on Facebook, so you can add our page, Minneapolis NAACP, and follow what's going on. We're consistent. We have not missed a meeting ever. Like, we haven't missed a meeting in 3 years. We're consistent and we're persistent. We're going to continue showing up for community. We're going to continue showing up for this trial, that we understand that justice will prevail within us. Yes, we will show up, and we will be very persistent, very challenging the system, right? Being our best selves, right? Showing what love looks like, showing what care looks like, and showing what real public safety looks like, right? We don't pick and choose who we show up for. We don't pick and choose who we show up for. We don't show up for safety for just one type of race. We don't show up for justice just for one type of gender. We don't show up for protection just for one type of nationality or sexuality. Right? We gotta be bigger people, and we already are. And that's the announcement right there. I love you, everyone. Stand in solidarity.
Hold on. We want freedom. Build these racist ass cops. We don't need them. Hold on. We want freedom. All these
One second here. Thanks for joining us. We're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are live here at the first day of the Derek Chauvin trial. Today's jury selection.
One more speaker, but I'm gonna need my press to split because we need that banner to come forward.
Gonna move.
And we want to make sure people
Drop to either side.
visible, right?
This is the banner they're talking about. You can see all the different names on it. Look at all the different people who have been killed by police officers. Minnesota, I think.
We don't need them. Hold on. We want freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them. Hold on. We want freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them. All right, here we go. Our next person that's going to do us a grace with some words is serious. Y'all know you can get down with the words. So I'm ready. Are y'all ready?
I apologize, I can't see the chat, so the whole point of this. So it might be a bunch of reasons. It's hard to adjust the situation.
Hey y'all, I'm Serious Marie. Hey everybody. I love to see all the beautiful faces on here.
I told us to move, but then nothing happened. I'll just stay here for a second. Let me try to troubleshoot this.
I'm Serious Marie. I'm not from here. I'm from Joliet, Illinois. Thank you. And where I'm from, I want to let y'all know that this is happening everywhere. Like Tashira was saying, the reason why George is known is because it was forced to be in everybody's faces. But it's happening everywhere that you go. Even where I'm from, in Joliet. Where I'm from, there was a man whose name is Eric Lurie. Say his name. Eric Lurie. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Thank you. Eric was a man who had been incarcerated. He got out of jail. The Joliet Police Department were negligent and were responsible for his death. He was in the back of a squad car and overdosed on drugs. When they pulled up to the police station, Joliet police initially reported in January that he was found unresponsive due to an overdose by the fire department. Not paramedics, the fire department. Dash cam footage got released because one sergeant decided to whistleblow. He said, I see this footage, I can't sit on it, I'm gonna expose them. He did. Footage showed that whenever they got to the police station, officers Doug May and Bill McHugh did not call paramedics, they did not administer Narcan, they did not call EMTs, they choked him. They held his nose for 1 minute and 46 seconds. They slapped him across the face. They said, wake up, bitch, and they put a police baton in his mouth. That ain't right. Somebody say that ain't right. Fuck the police. Fuck 12. When I say fuck, you say 12. Fuck. When I say fuck, you say JPD. Fuck. Thank you. Say his name one more time. Eric Lurie. Say his name. Say his name. All right, y'all. Thank you. And I say all of that to say all my aggression, everything that I've been feeling because of that. Because of seeing everything, I put all of that and channeled it into a poem. It's a piece that everybody is here together and we're speaking directly to our oppressor. And the title of this piece is Tell Us. Good morning, Mr. Oppressor. I know you think of me as lesser, so I'm here with my friends. Not to make amends, but for you to tell us. Tell us, why don't you understand that Black Lives Matter? Is that so hard to conceptualize? I mean, damn, this world when the media got a hold on your mind. Amnesia must got the best of you because that look in your eyes, it's so reminiscent of cabinet members who keep their prejudice in disguise. Blank stares to hide the guilt from the blank stares you put in our face to keep us from a place where you can tell us. Tell us, why is it so hard for us to get here? Just to have a conversation. It takes all these protests. And you pass facetious laws talking about civil unrest just to mask that footage from your frivolous vest, Mr. Oppressor. What is it that you take us for? Will you tell us? Tell us, why does black bother you? I say Black Lives Matter, you say all, or change it to blue. You take us for fools, huh? You send out your rats telling us manipulated stats to dispute the fact you break our backs for this country we built, because we did that. So it's no more ignoring, snoring. Wake that ass up, big fella, we said no justice, no peace. And I need y'all to say that last half with me. No justice! No peace! No justice! No justice! And that's what the fuck we mean. I can't let you forget, Mr. Oppressor, I got my friends with me. Let alone just these, it's friends all around the world behind this, so I'm done asking, you gonna tell us. Tell us what the deal is with these predatory ass police. A doctor and a counselor go to school for years at a university. These hogs go for 19 weeks. Are you kidding me? Give them a badge and a gun, and they around our streets. They show us it's a crime just to be black. Still slave patrolling, just putting bullets instead of a whip in our backs. We demand a change in tactics, and you pay on streets. Performative gestures to flip the script, nothing more than tic-tacs. So yeah, Mr. Oppressor, keep on slinging that leather, because it's your system, no longer bodies next to line to get cracked. I told you, I'm done asking. I said what I said. Perceptions of dark skin have been branded as a threat. Criminalization of our young men a priority. I know just what it is you don't want us to see. In class, you start us off with slavery, make our regal history a mystery, because you and I both know, Mr. Oppressor, once we realize our capability, you will be no longer. Continuously, you try your best to compress, and yet we rise stronger, create beauty from the pain, masterpieces from your scraps, our supreme black mother from the grasses of Africa. She holds the key to us all. And once we ascertain that, every fiber of your foundation will fall. It is time now to open your eyes. 2020, no coincidence that year what coincides with perfect vision. Every month we were going through something different. Something that exposes more and more that white men were the only ones in mind when initially creating this system. It's not broken. It's functioning just how you meant it. But that don't mean that it doesn't need fixing. Unity and love in numbers is power. We have to use what we got, and I'm going to say it again because I want to make sure y'all hear me. Unity and love in numbers is power. We have to use what we got. Because in the words of the paramount, Miss Asada Shakur, ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't stop. Say it with me. Ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't stop. Let him hear you. Ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't. One more time. Ain't no power like the power of people, because the power of people don't stop. And that is all I got. Thank you.
We're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're listening to a lot of speakers right now at the rally outside of the trial of Derek Chauvin today's jury selection.
And I convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. And I convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. And I convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
All right, everybody, we are here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, like I said.
One more time, can we just have you maintain a space? We don't want to be cut off from the people this protest is for. This is for the community. Okay. Up next, we're gonna have.
I moved. I was like the only one that moved.
Before we start marching, And then I will have some announcements before we actually get started. But go ahead and welcome Toussaint Martin.
This is I can't really see what's going on. Let's move to the back and then we'll come back.
Give it up for all the organizations that put this together today. Put the bodies on the line tonight.
So I'm gonna go back to this is the protest, and like there's also the gathering, pardon me, over in the where I think the press wrangle was. I kind of want to look at it really quick, then we'll come back here for the march and then walk with them. Just bear with me. I apologize, I thought the chat would work. It's not really working as much as I wanted. So again, this is the government center. You can see it's lined by all of these banners: justice for George Floyd, and also in lives, bring in the National Guard, possibly go wrong. So there's a lot of, like I said, media organizations here. You can see over here they have like a whole setup with lights. Everyone doing like their stand-up. I better get in there. So yeah, it's gonna be like this for like, I don't know how long, weeks. I'm not sure what the estimate of the length of the trial is gonna be. Back. We'll come back this way. So you can see there's the march over there, the government center. People drumming and singing. And then as I come over this hill, I want to look at the sort of media wrangle over here. I'm just curious. You can see this circle of cameras. So she'll then stand-ups over there. Alright, I just want to look at it. That's all I'm mad about. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the march. I gave up on the chat. Apologize, all that prepping let me Oh, thank you, Kathleen. I am not sure. All one same. Hey. Do you want to talk about why you're here at all? Do you want to talk about why you're here at all? Or?
Oh.
You don't have to. Look like you
I already did, singing.
You're singing?
Yeah.
This is live too, just so you know.
Medicine.
You're bringing medicine here?
No, I'm just, I'm glad you're here, man. I feel your medicine.
Yeah.
I feel your medicine every night.
Thank you.
You know?
What brought you to be here?
Well, this is Dakota country.
Dakota territory?
She's standing on Dakota ancestors right now.
Oh.
Wherever we go, it's all Dakota country. So the least we can do is to pay our respects to our ancestors.
Okay.
So the only way we can do that is to walk in a good way. Try and remind everybody to reconnect with Grandmother Earth, Unchimapka. Because that's what we're supposed to learn when we first came out of our mother's womb. That was our first medicine. You know, and they taught us how to walk in a good way and be in harmony with all our relatives. There's a lot of disconnect right now, and it's the only way I know how right now to reconnect everyone.
What am I singing?
Through that medicine.
Medicine?
Through the words of Dakota and Anishinaabe people, to our brothers and sisters.
Well, thank you.
Hope that helps you, man.
Yeah, it helps me all the
Thanks
time.
for being out here, man.
Helps me every time. Good to see you. Oh. This looks like there's someone yelling down that way. So with this, I wanted to hear about what was going on. This thing is bringing medicine here, just to be here in a good way. This is all Dakota territory they were walking on. And he wanted to make sure that we sang to acknowledge that and the ancestors and bring medicine to this space. Again, a lot of different forces, as you can tell. We got the National Guard here posted up. I'm just checking out their optics. I'm gonna go on the left here because there's all this writing. I want to see what it says. We're gonna be here for like another hour or two, so just bear with me. I apologize again. I thought I was able to see the chat, but I can't. So let's roll it this way. You know this blackboards. 8 minutes and 46 seconds, that's how long Derek Chauvin was on George Floyd's neck. Again, content I wanted, I apologize, I'm just referencing all of these killings. I know they're really traumatic. This is for George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, Black White Supremacy, just reading the signs. 12, free the kids in the cages. We're coming back for everything. Our ancestors were denied. That's what that one says. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think they're probably going to march. See a lot of people drawing. Really quick. Let's see the carbon he's carrying. Pardon, I think it's a AR pistol. He's openly carrying, which I think is legal if you have a permit here. There's been a lot of armed folks who come to these galleries to provide security. I don't know what the communication is on that, but that's what that guy was. He was walking up with a Little AR pistol on the side, sling. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's almost rolling around somebody over. All these different signs. People. Educate. Karen. Yeah, I mean the stance of the state obviously is really defensive. Here we can.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No
they have all this.
No peace.
People are just watching. The police are making clear they're going to escalate as the trial goes on. So what we're seeing on the police state today will be much more intense as we move on. So on this, it'll be long. We're going to be live. We're getting the march here. Pushes out with the fist up. So we're going to slowly make our way to the front again. We're going to be walking here in this march. So thanks for watching, Asia, Michelle, All's One Tony. Thanks for sharing. Again, this is the NDN Collective. I am Lorenzo Sedna, the Director of Tactical Media. I am Chidanix. My pronouns are they, them. We're here to support the solidarity of the show, show what it looks like on the ground, and to give you this point of view of just being here in this march. I know a lot of people can't make it, so this is one way we thought we could bring people here. So you're kind of riding along with me for a little bit. Let's go. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so this is the government center. That's the federal building over there. Again, I'm gonna take really a few shots. They're gonna be really calculated. It's a big black flag. It's a big one. As a court security officer, it's a marshal. Let me try to get in front of it, try to get a shot of the front banner.
Repeat after me, y'all. Lordy, Lordy, can't you see? What the system's done to me? They lock us up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town. 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 Give me a soul clap, y'all. Come on now. Lordy, Lordy, can't you see? What the system's done to me?
I'm trying to move my way up.
They lock us up and shoot us down. Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Father, Father, can't you see?
I can get you through the artwork.
What the system's done to me?
They're gonna put me far ahead, so I'm gonna go far ahead, take a few videos, and then I'll move closer.
Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town.
There's motorcycles up front.
Ain't no justice in this town. I think I saw Kim Handy Jones here in Chicago.
Yeah, I'll get in the march here and get you those some of the banners.
If Cordell don't get it, if Cordell don't get it,
I like to sit by a pole.
Cordell don't get it. If Cordell don't get it, 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 if Cordell don't get it.
No good cops in a racist system. 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 I said no good cops in a racist system. No good cops in a racist system.
I'll try to get more into the march in a second.
No good cops in a racist system. No good cops in a racist system.
I don't want to bump into people. I am wearing 2 masks.
In a racist system.
I was wearing masks.
No good cops in a racist system. No good cops in a racist
It's not saying no good cops in the racist system. Okay, we'll get out over to the other side.
No good cops in a racist system. No good cops in a racist system. No good cops in a
I'm gonna try to get to that
racist
side
system.
now.
No bad protest in a revolution.
Let's see all the press on this part of it. Let's see this Bank Stadium. It's South 5th Street. We're on South 4th heading south. Lots of south.
In a revolution. Okay, no bad protest in a revolution. Alright, I need people to get
We're
out of the
watching
way to split.
This is there's security obviously for the march, but the march is private for themselves.
Everyone to the side. Take a left side. From the right side. Over the side.
Yes, there's a still blocking traffic.
Alright, I'm gonna say 2, 4, 6, 8. Y'all gonna say we want justice, no more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We want justice, no more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8.
We want justice, no more hate.
2, 4, 6, 8.
We want justice, no more hate.
2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna count. I'm gonna say 1. Y'all gonna say 2. When I get to 12, y'all know what to do. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
Hey, what's up? Watching from the Des Pierce Reservation.
Send those killer cops to jail. The
What's all
whole
there?
damn
Diego Nation, what's up,
is
Nick?
guilty as hell.
Watching from Rochester. Victoria, I'm trying to get you a few of these convict Derek Chauvin.
Is guilty as hell.
It's a lot of different banners. I'll step back for a second and we'll let everything pass.
What do we do?
Convict killer cops. SDS. Students for a Democratic Society. Right here. This area. I have a little bit of fondness. I was an SDS as a youth. So I apologize. Oh, history. Justice for George Floyd. Some drums. Murder is murder with a badge. Justice for George Floyd. The biggest black flag of all time. I just have to say that. Alright, we're gonna move back to the front. You can see how big the march is. Pretty big. So we're gonna move up to the front again. I'm on the side so I can move a little bit faster. If I was in the march, it'd be a little more difficult. And I'm not trying to hurry, I'm just taking my time with everything because this will be going on for a while.
Okay.
The Mavic.
Try and find someone. Who's left? Who's left? Who's left? Who's left?
movement.
I'm fired up, can't take no more. I'm fired up, can't take no more.
Go back to the front.
I'm fired up, can't take no more. I'm fired up, can't take no more.
I think we're probably gonna go around and end up in that area I was showing you. I'm pretty sure that's where the march is heading.
If we don't get no justice, if we don't get no justice, we will win. Racist system. No good cops in the 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 racist system. ACAB.
We'll put you back in the middle of the march here in a minute.
ACAB. All cops are bastards. ACAB. All cops are bastards.
Yeah, I can see the chat occasionally.
Watching. The world is 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 watching. All right, so now when I say we the people, you're gonna say are powerful, okay? We the people are powerful. 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 We fired up, can't take no more. 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 We fired up, 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 can't take no more. We fired up. 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 Boots on the motherfucking ground. We here to shut this shit down. Boots on the motherfucking ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots on the motherfucking ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots on the motherfucking ground.
And the march is moving again.
Alright. Remember what I told y'all when we were back in front of the government building? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Get your asses behind the banner. I am so serious. Good Lord. Stay behind the banner. Thank you.
Hold up, we want freedom, freedom, all these, we don't, louder, hold up, we want all these.
Yeah, the chat's up right now. We're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm Lorenzo. Now we are bringing you here to the first day of the trial of Derek Chauvin, who was a police officer filmed kneeling on George Floyd's neck until his death for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. This is a showing by community, different families who have been organizing in the Twin Cities for a long time, trying to find justice for their families after the MPD took the lives of their families. This front banner, you can see all those names on it. Those are all the names of people who've lost in Minnesota. And so in Minneapolis, Minnesota, there's been years and years and years of organizing because this keeps happening here. And so a lot of these groups are actually Groups that were formed trying to find justice for different people like Jamar Clark, Philando Castile, Billy Hughes, Michael Kervoy, Joel Ed, Isaac Aiden. You know, it's just like the names kind of keep going on, and every time that happens, the community of people who have lost somebody to police violence organizes and tries to sort of embrace the new family who's lost somebody because it's so traumatic and tragic. And so there's a lot of families here who are supporting each other who have lost people to the police state, and they're hoping that there's justice in this case for George Floyd, because there wasn't justice for their children and their family members and their brothers and their sisters. There was no justice. And so they're really hoping that this is going to be a time where justice is served.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people.
Hey, thank you, Cool Pop Tribe. I think I'm getting some trolls, which is what happens because there's a bunch of white supremacy is rampant, and people don't really deal with the reality of people's situation living in this society. I don't know how to write it. Anyways, we're gonna stay focused here. Let's not get trolled. The trolls. Again, lots of families. We'll move over here. Looks like there's gonna be a rally to listen, but so that's what's going on. You know, so a lot of communities here organizing for years, for decades around the loss of life from police violence, and they're all coalescing here today, demanding justice for George Floyd's family. And again, a long time.
Thank you. Yes. All right, y'all. So this next speaker that I'm going to bring to the forefront here is Miss Rosemary Williams. She's an elder in our community. I've had a pleasure to go to jail for her by trying to save her house. I want y'all to give it up for Miss Rosemary Williams. Give it up. Yeah, there we go.
Listen. Give it up again for Rosemary, y'all.
Rosemary Williams. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Come on, let's communicate. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm glad everybody's here. Everybody stay safe and take care of each other. You know, I'm not going to say a whole lot because I'm sure other folks have already said things before me. We were here yesterday, so I was tired. I couldn't make it early. But I'm here. Better late than never, right?
Right.
That's what matters. So I just want to say that what we're doing here and the justice we're going to receive, I'm claiming it. With Floyd, is for thousands of people that have been shot, that have been hung from trees, that have been tortured, that are unjustly incarcerated. Still, they're legalizing marijuana, and so many of our black and brown and others are in prison for that very damn reason. So that's the next thing we got to get on. We got to get these folks out of these prisons so they can come back into the community and be fathers and brothers and sisters and sons. They're unjustly incarcerated behind marijuana, which is now a medical piece, right?
Yeah.
No more industrial prisons.
Tell that.
All these systems got to go down. The educational system was not educating our children, setting them up the prison pipeline. The white male medical models that are still killing us in the hospitals and poisoning us with all the chemical drugs and declaring people mentally ill after they give them all this shit. That's right, Mama. The judicial system has to be changed.
Yes.
All of the systems, the corporate systems, can't run our country and our families and our communities anymore. They're taking all the land, regentrification. You can't even move back in. The apartments and everything is so high. So this justice we're going to get here is representing a whole lot of things in this country
and in this world. Now I want to say this. I'm thanking the ancestors for being with us. This has been a long struggle.
Yes.
And it ain't over yet.
Yes.
And don't get tired. Go heal and come back. Harriet Tubman didn't get tired. How many times did she go south to free people?
Come on.
Billie Holiday didn't get tired. She kept singing the song, Strange Fruit. Y'all look at the movie. It's very political. They had her chained to her deathbed in the hospital because she refused to submit to them. Fannie Lou Hamer, she didn't give up. These sisters fought to their death. Rosa Parks, she didn't give up. We got to keep on fighting.
Yes.
We can't stop. We've come a long ways. We're going up the hill. We're almost there. I believe that. And I'm saying if you pray 7 times a day that we will get justice in this court system. If you chant 7 times a day. If you don't pray or if you don't chant, just put the words out into the universe and tell everybody you know to do the same thing, because words have power. Words have power. Words have power. We will get justice for Floyd and all the other thousands of people who have been victimized by this system or enslaved by this system. The domestic violence is off the hook. They got everybody locked down, fighting each other, killing each other. The violence in our community has gone through the sky. We have these racist people coming in, sharpshooters, shooting us in our community, but you don't hear about it on the news. So watch out, protect each other. Make sure you know who's around you. This is serious stuff. We are at war. We are at war. We are at war. Be very clear about that. This is no joke. I told somebody maybe I should put on the bulletproof vest today because I was concerned about my own life being out here. You know, sharpshooters every damn where we know that. But I'm just out here on faith, knowing that we will be well and we'll take care of each other. So I just want to say, stay strong. I'm so glad to see you young people out here rising up. I'm so glad because I'm tired. I'm glad to see all you young people, black, white, native, Hispanic, Asians. You know, the Asians are being victimized like hell all over the country, you know, just like everybody else. So we have to bring more of them into the fold and let them know that the only way they can survive is being united with us. We must have unity. Unity! Unity! I want to sing a song. The sister's not here today from North Minneapolis, J. Anthony, but I always want to end with this because I'm claiming victory, and this will kind of help us get on that way. Forgive me, I'm hoarse today. I can hardly talk because we were out here yesterday, but I'm going to say it anyhow. One day, sing with me, we won't march no more. I said one day, we won't march no more till my sisters are equal and my brothers are free. Hand in hand we'll march with my family. Come on, everybody. One day, we won't march no more. I said one day, we won't march no more till my sisters are equal and my brothers are free. Hand in hand we'll march with my family. Mr. Policeman, hey, stop killing me. Mr. Policeman, stop killing me. Mr. Policeman, hey, stop killing me. Till my sisters are equal and my brothers are free. Hand in hand with my family, we'll march in the streets. Love you all.
Speaking about the excitement to see everybody here and attending victory.
All right, so real quick, we're gonna be we're gonna swing the van around, and then we need the press to move back. Move back.
Thank you for throwing in the marijuana So they're talking about mass incarceration. Again, when somebody is arrested and thrown in jail, that the community also loses that person who should be, you know, just a family member. So that's what she was mentioning. So, call for a medic over there.
All right, so everybody in the crowd, we're gonna have the banner swing over to the right, to my right. And then if the crowd wants to go over on
all right, so I'm gonna be live for about 30 more minutes, 45, 44 more minutes, I think.
If the press can get on the sidewalk, please.
Again, this is Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh, okay. Not sure what's going on. They're gonna backlight their banner.
And then you guys,
I'm not sure what's going on.
Sorry.
They're reorganizing everything here. There's Listen Media up there.
All right, perfect. Y'all can move back into the street now. Listen. All right, our next. Yep, come back to us.
Back to the street. All right, I think I'm gonna go to.
Yeah, if the banner wants to come back in front, you can.
I'm gonna go to the.
I just didn't want you to get hit by the truck.
The government center. They're gonna have rally here now.
All
They're
right, so
gonna
our
have
next
speakers
speaker
for a
is
while.
gonna be
Something I'm gonna go to.
Rice.
Oh, we'll listen to this. Okay.
So Cortez Rice is the nephew of George Floyd, and he's going to be speaking today. So everybody filter back in the streets, please. And please give it up for Cortez Rice.
So I'm going to start off by saying blood don't make you family, loyalty does. Ever since George Floyd moved to Minnesota, that's how long I've known him. My kids call him uncle. He called them nephews. I actually went to the funeral as well. I stand in solidarity with a lot of families across the country, man. This is very hard, man. This is very hard for not just for me, but for the people, man. You feel me? I got Jacob David out here also with me, man, from Houston, 3rd Ward, Texas, man. This is his best friend, man, like a brother to him as well. We call him Baby Floyd, man. Man, the words that I want to say right now can't even come out if you really feel what I'm saying. I want to say all power to the people first of all. I love my people, man. We're going to continue to say boots to ground, man. We're going to continue to fight for justice, man. We demand justice. We will get it. One shape or form or another, man. We're going to get that. But again, man, whose streets is these? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! You want to say a couple words? All right, man. But I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for standing in solidarity with us, man.
I'm gonna move over this. Sorry about that, y'all. They say fight, or we say fight back.
To the government center.
Y'all, it's morning time. Y'all got my back, right? I'm under attack. Who got my back?
Alright, so we're gonna maybe live for about 30 more minutes. I'm gonna actually leave here. I'm head back to the government center where the trial is actually taking place. This rally is gonna continue. We wanted to bring you into it. I hope that the experience was good.
All right, up next we have Angelica from Mirac.
And I'm gonna head over here. So we're gonna head back to the government center. You see some local security, AR-15, pistol, extended clip, handcuffs. Okay. Again, like there's a lot of violence started happening at protests. People started running up people over. In Minneapolis, people responded by armed folks showing up now. Here's a AR-15 and a pistol. And they're aside. So we're gonna head back really fast. I know I'm leaving the rally, but I also want to give you a sense of sort of where the trial is happening. So if you're just joining, this is Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is the light rail, kind of traverses everything. You can kind of see it the way down there. So we're gonna walk in. Over the people. Rosemary, ancestors know your hearts. Thanks to everybody who's here. Again, we're gonna just walk back to the government center really fast, check it out, and then I'm probably gonna go down. Again, these protests are gonna be ongoing. We want to bring you to the first one, and then I don't know what's following the next day. I think there's a lot of different events, community events. Again, there's a lot of different families who have lost loved ones to police violence in Minneapolis and Minnesota. And so you're seeing the communities that form from that as they try to support each other through that loss. Excuse me. And you can follow us. We are the NDN Collective. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to hit follow, like, and share. And go ahead and check out our Facebook page, Twitter feed, Instagram, YouTube, whatever feels good that you want to follow. We've been releasing a lot of information recently, new articles, and also just different stuff. Let's check it out. I'll give specifics. We're going to hear for this, so I'll focus on this. But definitely go to our feeds, scroll through them, see what we've been up to. Anthony Rivera with the land back. Yeah, it was like the one when was talking about marijuana being illegal, but now that's legal and it's like medical marijuana, but still communities have been decimated by the laws that govern them. Saying that shouldn't be happening. There shouldn't be throwing people in jail for that anymore if it's medical. That's her argument. Not sure what's going on. Let's go. I assume that's where the trial's happening. City Hall, you can see it's all boarded up. Give you an idea of how tall this fence is. So I'm like 5'9", walking up to these fences. You can see the top is like a top layer. They're interconnected. Anti-climb, I can't put my fingers in. I'm about 5'9". It's like 12 feet tall. Let's stroll around really quick. Thank you, Victoria, for the blessings for land back. Ready to walk. It's another memorial. George Floyd. Give me a second here. Oh, this one. There's that over here. Doesn't tell me anything. Look at the other side. Hey, thanks, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. And again, this is Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you're not familiar, there's been a lot of really publicized police killings that happened here. Obviously, George Floyd, which everyone saw, recorded that tragedy. I mean, killing. It was tragic. The family. It's tragic. There's a lot of them that happened here. You may have heard of Philando Castile, which their partner at the time went live after a police officer had shot them. That police officer walked, even though that evidence was created, clearly saying that he was shot during a traffic stop while he was cooperating. Well, trying to get to this other side really quick. And that police officer was let go. So this community here has a lot of distrust for the system, distrust for the DA, distrust for like a lot of what we're seeing happen here. But also, even though the state has prepared like this, I assume that most everyone's going to try to wait for the justice system to perform. You know, they're not going to, you know, at least in my experience, that's speculation. Howdy, howdy. So it's just speculation, but I think that's what will happen. We'll see. We'll be here at least for the onset, and then kind of see how it goes the next few days. I might bring you back out, take a look, and as the trial proceeds, the state plans to escalate. That's how they said it. Like the police presence on the street will continually go up, and so. Come on. Let me show you if you don't know what I mean. A little window. So this presence right here is nothing really, right? The way they set it up, the presence will increase. This is sort of like the beginning. I bet this is a Spotlight and LRAD. Spotlight, LRAD. That's my assumption. Can't really see it. I assume that's what it is. And this homeboy coming wrapping around with that dude we saw with the AR-15. His shit was I'm just gonna wait for this. I'm gonna stay back. Let it come out, that way they don't like think I'm gonna do anything. FedEx got in there. Security wasn't that tight. Oh, UPS got in too. I guess you can still make deliveries to security. Some more stand-ups, probably like mainstream media folks, or like bigger media orgs, or whatever you want to call them. Let these people go back in. I don't want further. All slow. Anyways, I just like don't want to get into people's spaces. Mostly I'm just kind of like watching or observing, and so that's why I didn't move forward. People are all, I guess they like pulled on it really quick. We're probably on edge. I am not on edge. I am just going for a walk. But here we're gonna walk along this rail so you can see sort of like how tall this is. I don't know if I'll get in trouble. I don't think so. But yeah, you can see this like double fencing, right? 2 layers of fencing. One really tall, shorter one. And yeah, I mean, I can't imagine anybody trying, I don't know. I'm not that agile, basically. Caution tape. Let's go over here. I think this is where the entrance is at, so we'll go take a look at that really quick. Some music playing that might shut down the stream. That's how it goes. You can see this is the government. You can see it's all boarded up. Hennepin County Government Center. So where the trial. Right now, jury selection's going on. I think it's live, so I think you can actually watch it. You can see here's all the different stuff. Definitely no sleeping or camping. Our tents, our tarps, motor vehicles, other equipment, gas flame, propane, charcoal grills, open flame. Sorry, I don't know if this is like usually what it's like. Sometimes during events like this, they'll create like a bunch of new ordinances that they'll enforce, and then afterwards will become illegal. And they're like, oh, you should never have enforced those. They're like, oh, sorry. I don't know if my audio's gonna get muted because that's playing. Let's go back to this little memorial really quick. And I apologize for the trolls in the chat. I'm supposed to be work planning. I am not. You can see all this press here. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's more over there. So there's like a lot of people here. These people are all waiting for a live hit. So she's waiting there. If they're trying to get communication when they're going to be live, and she's going to report what's going on. See people just hanging out. It's visual justice. Is this your installation? Like visual justice. This is a very big installation of like. So yeah, like you have failed, police to police, guilty, murder, no justice, implicit. All the mirrors are facing the Hennepin County Government Center, which I assume is the goal. Next time, is this your installation? Yeah. Do you want to talk about it at all? Yeah. Hey, this is a live camera, so just tell me what this is about.
So I'm Athena, I'm the founder of Visual Black Justice. We're obviously a very visual group. Our biggest thing is we were talking about reflect. This is the trial of Derek Chauvin, so we want everyone to reflect. We want everyone in the trial to reflect. We want the officers that are here to reflect, and we also want just people in general in the world that are seeing this to reflect on how it is we got here. What are we doing to undo this institutional racism and how we're going to move forward? And this trial just in general is sorry, I've been talking so much today. It's really emotional. It's just like really crazy whirlwind experience, because we've been here since 4 o'clock in the morning, and we partnered with Memorialize the Movement. The boards that are right here, Lisa Kelly's been collecting over almost 800 of them now since the beginning of the unrest last summer. And we really just wanted to write signs on the mirrors that was like no justice, guilty, you know, you have failed us, because you're not only failing this family, you're failing the families before, and you're failing the families to come of stolen lives. So we like to make really sacred spaces. So like right here, reflect. This was important for us to be right here, because you have the American flag right above.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yep, you know, because you have to like kind of like look into it, you know, the Hennepin County Center, and then like right here, reflect. And a lot of people have been coming here and just, you know, really taking their time to be like, how did we get here? And what are we doing to undo this? And then this space, we have a lot of smaller mirrors, as you can kind of see, like almost kind of like Christmas tree-ish. And like on the center mirrors, it says, you know, the whole world is watching. Because this is so huge, you know what I mean? Everyone's saying it's the trial of the century and it's the George Floyd trial, but we have to stop saying that, because this is the Derek Chauvin trial.
Yeah, Derek Chauvin. How would you, I mean, if I can ask you a few more questions, how would you unpack sort of institutional racism? Like, how would you explain that to somebody who doesn't?
I mean, it's a lot of people are just brought up, especially, you know, like, I was just having this conversation with another interviewer about, like, white allies, right? And, like, what it means to be, like, a white ally, and really centering black people, their black trauma, the black pain, because this is not a black issue. This is a white issue on the system has come from that, and we need to start unpacking what that is. And we like accountability. That's what really this comes down to, is accountability. We are going to unpack that with our own individual accountability and the law here by convicting him of first-degree murder.
Well, you know, so like, what do you think is at stake for like the justice system right now?
I mean, we saw what happened last summer. Right? They weren't prepared, they weren't ready, and they were just like, let it happen. It's just going to keep getting worse. It's just because, I mean, this is people's livelihood. This is you telling us how black and brown people matter. That's what this trial is about, how we matter, and you're reflecting that on this.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, my name is Lorenzo Serna. I'm with the Indian Collective.
I'm Athena. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Let me go check out the other installation over here. So those are the people who created this installation here. We saw this earlier. I want to bring us back here. I thought it was really striking. And like they said, I'm going to bring it close so you can see the American flag they're talking about. I think it might be hard for you to see. You see the whole world's watching. At Visual Black Justice, I can't breathe. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see the American flag. So it's like there's a big American flag right on the other side of the glass. The Hennepin County Government Center. So I'm gonna walk around, I think, check out those boards, and then I might take off. I might call it a day. Ooh. I'm just reading this. Yeah, we don't know how the verdict would go, but obviously the state's preparing for like unrest. Very clear. The people are just walking around, chanting, letting people know why they're here, rallying. A lot of different families and organizations, a lot of history of dealing with police violence here. So they were trying to give everyone space. Who's up?
Hi. I'm not doing any media or anything like that. I just want to thank everybody for the love and the support that you guys are doing. I really, really appreciate it. I am George Floyd's sister, and you guys are awesome, man. You are awesome. Just keep praying and hope that we get a conviction, okay? Yeah. And I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Were you disappointed with the trials, with the jury selection stopping today?
We're not going to comment. No,
You're not commenting on anything?
Not today, but okay.
Okay.
A lot of emotions going on. A lot of emotions.
So the jury selection hasn't stopped?
You guys can feel postponed.
Yeah,
Postponed?
of course. Are you expecting to come back tomorrow, or will you wait for
They're gonna get away. Yeah, the press will try to ask questions. They said they didn't want questions. The goal is just to get people to react. The jury selection has been postponed?
Yes.
Till when? Did they tell you? Did they say anything?
They said tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So like, yeah, that was. So another thing, during events like this, there's a lot of delays that will start to occur. For the last, I don't know. Protecting our water. Legal strategies for movement activists. Anyway, so there's a delay in jury selection. So already the trial has been slowed down. So there's a lot of people organizing. They're organizing for this day. Now this day has been moved, right? And so that will continue to happen. More than likely, there'll be different delays that will sort of like push the date, or a date that's understandable, off a little bit. I feel like it happens all the time around trials. Maybe just the process of it, but also around big trials like this, for sure. You know, I remember this big event days where protests are expected, they'll move the event a little bit, and so it just happens a lot. I can't tell you if it's on purpose or not, but just not uncommon. Let's see where we're at.
Sometimes it's just
I'm not sure why they proposed I'm not sure why they postponed it. I apologize, I don't know. You can watch the trial online. I'm in the field, so I just know like what people are talking about around me if I ask them. And so I'm not sure what the reasoning was, but that's what's happened. I was speculating it would happen. Now it has happened. Weird. Yeah, some of the song and dance of courts. Wish I was there. Again, this is just the beginning of this trial. You know, like this is going to go on. There's also 3 other officers, but Derek Chauvin is the officer who was filmed on. I don't know. So traumatic. I'm sorry, everybody. Who was filmed on George Floyd's neck until his death. So Derek Chauvin is the first officer to go to trial. He's facing, I think, 3 charges. 2nd-degree murder, 2nd-degree manslaughter. I think they're trying to put 3rd-degree murder back on. That might be why it was delayed too. Like it was the speculation. Again, we're speculating now. This is me just talking. Usually I'm just talking about what I'm seeing. It's always facts, which is my fave. Like I'm watching this person walk across. That's happening. But anyway, so I don't know if this is going on, but they were talking about the 3rd-degree charge being put back onto Chauvin, which was decided over the weekend, and then their defense attorney has to have a right to make motions against that new charge coming back on, and they're speculating that might delay it. I don't know. That's what happened. So again, you're on the internet. I'm just here. Ugh, what a nightmare. What time is it? So I got about 20 more minutes, I think. Yeah. I'll be live for about 20 more minutes. If you have questions or stuff, drop them in the chat. I'm sorry about anybody who just being like they are, I guess. Someone talking about Rapid City PD being held down by the knee on their neck. I'm not sure how old the court building was built. I think it's rather new in the history of buildings. And then the older building is City Hall, which is on the other side. So we're in downtown Minneapolis right now. You can see all these buildings. This is the downtown. All right, well, I hope folks, let's go ahead and try to make it back to the march. See how they're doing. And then eventually we are going to take this down. That was George Floyd's sister who came up, by the way. They came up and just thanked everybody for being here. Said they didn't want to answer any questions, and they were asked a few questions and they left. So we're gonna walk over here really quick so you can see this installation by Black Visual Justice. Let's go ahead. Ooh.
Top of the hour. She said 50. 50 means...
So many different press people here. They're just gonna be like camping out throughout this thing. Howdy, howdy. I use it to monitor my heart rate. That way I know if I'm freaking out. Well, you know, I thought this was gonna be a pretty... I wore all my stuff because I thought it'd be good to practice, but I assumed today was gonna be like I said, people in general believe, you know, that the justice system should operate the way it should. You know, like they should convict somebody who was filmed killing somebody. Like that's, I think, the perception people have. And so that's what we're gonna wait now to see how it performs. But also people are, you know, really common saying is like, we saw what happened. Everyone saw what happened. Everyone saw what happened. And so, you know, the evidence is already there. They already know what happened to a lot of people. And so that's super, they expect the system now to convict George Floyd. That's people are moving out now. Go ahead and move out. What are they bringing in here? They're bringing this giant truck in. Good turn on that truck. Look at that. Gets in there good. So they're taking deliveries. I'm just walking by. Cops get really edgy. They are so edgy. Oof. So we keep walking. Oh. Okay. So all the National Guards folks, like their weapons don't have magazines in them, but they all have them on them. During the uprising, when they first showed up, it was the same thing where their magazines they didn't have magazines in. They were just kind of like there. And then the following day is when they had magazines in, and were being used to clear the streets. Alright, I'm not sure where the march is at. We're gonna head towards it, and I think I'll go down there. Now this is a press conference out front. And this is the City Hall, which is the older building. I don't know the dates of them though, I apologize for not being able to answer that question. We're gonna go down soon. We're just heading to see if I can find that march, which I think will be this way. It's just easier. Well, everybody, again, Minneapolis, Minnesota, thanks for joining us. We just wanted to bring you out here to the first day of the Derek Chauvin trial. The officer that was filmed kneeling on George Floyd's neck until he died, killing him. The trial began today, already has been postponed one time, what I'm hearing. Oh, thanks for the AV check, Nancy. Real appreciate that. I'm talking to the chat. Here on my arm is a chat. I can see there's some people chatting in there. But yeah, we just want to bring you here for the first day, show you what it looked like, what the ground looked like, what the fencing looked like, how this is gonna kind of go from here is up to, I mean, who knows? Who really knows? But this is where it's happening. Look at that vehicle. Yeah. Can't tell if it's like camouflage or like trying to look like a cow skin or something. I don't know. All right, so we go right. I think the march is over here, maybe. If not, we're just gonna go down over here. So this year, we kind of follow me. Don't forget to hit like, follow, and share. Again, I apologize there wasn't a lot of interviews. It's kind of hard to do interviews and sort of the setup I'm doing right now. We'll work on that as time progresses. But I'm not sure what building this is, but it's definitely... Oh, this is I think a jail, right? Yeah, it's a jail. I think a cop shop maybe. But it's for sure a jail. I can't tell if I'm stuck in here. If I have to get out here, I don't really know. I'm gonna do it. I assume I do. Maybe I'm not even supposed to be back. I don't really know. And you can see the march up there. Demand justice for George Floyd. I got 5 seconds. I'm gonna make it. Yeah, I mean, nothing's really good. I mean, it looks like it's ready for a war. But I mean, honestly, you know, this march is just holding space, rallying, again, letting people speak. A lot of family members have lost family here, you know, so there's a lot of speakers, and that's what I'm sure the organizers wanted to create, was a space like that. So we'll walk back over here, check the rest of the rally out, and then we'll probably go down when it takes off back to the building. It's arguable. I could stay live, I suppose, but I don't think I will. Twin Cities nonviolent. Oh. You can see all these people gathered here. There's no like big police presence. I don't know if you noticed that, but there hasn't been throughout this thing. I can speculate why, but I won't. Everyone likes to speculate. Well, how do I get up there? Give me a second. Yeah, sorry, Missy.
Where there is people, there is power. Where there is people, there is power. Thank you.
Where there is people, there is power.
Again, everybody, my name is Tashira Garraway. Again, I am the fiance and the mother of Justin Tiding's 14-year-old son. I'm sorry I got hoarse from earlier today, but God's just gonna push these words out. And I'm here with all of you guys and our families. You don't understand how it feels. We got Kim Handy Jones out here, representing her son, Cordell Handy, and All Stolen Lives. We got Nala, father out here. We got George Floyd's friend, Cortez, out here. We got Mama Rosemary out here. We got a number of families that are out here. And I just want to tell you again, like I say all the time, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of all our family's heart for being out here, for standing against the odds, through the intimidation, through the fear that they tried to instill in us. You still came out. And that means more than you will ever know. Ever know. Because when you have to live in fear, because they murder your loved one, and pretend like they're the victim, when your families is the victim, and you don't have people to know your story, to know what happened to you, to know what happened to your family. It means the world for all of you to hear us now. We want to know, do they hear us now? Do they hear us now? Because if Cordell don't get it, 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 shut it down. If Justin don't get it, 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 shut it down. If Ardell don't get it, 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 if Jeffrey 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 don't get it, if Demetrius 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 don't get it, shut it down. It's so many more stolen lives. If we don't get it, we got to shut this bitch down. Period. Justice for George Floyd and all stolen lives. Thank you.
All right. Put your fist up if you know what CARE is. Who knows what CARE is? Who has Muslim neighbors? Who has Somali neighbors? Do you have that in your community? Yeah. Have you introduced yourself? Yes. Well, continue to do that, because when Dalal Eid was gunned down by the BCA, I ain't never seen so many folks of color come out to the streets the way that CARE rallied the Somali community. It was amazing. It was powerful. It was also very sad. But give it up for Muhammad and Zainab, who are going to speak next, that are from CARE.
Assalamu alaikum. Salam means peace. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm the Deputy Director for CARE Minnesota. And I'd like to just have a moment of silence. And the reason why we need to have a moment of silence is because we're talking about human life. Brothers, fathers, uncles, sisters, mothers have been slain all across the state of Minnesota. And they try to tell us it's 200, but we know it's well over 400. Check the data. Check the stats. And the reason why the wheels of justice move slow is because they're not trying to give us justice. They're not meant to have us get justice. And you see families who are still grieving. And they're trying to put a limit on how long they can grieve and come out and fight. And that's why we need to remove the statute of limitations. You can't give us 3 years. You can't tell me how long a family could mourn and then learn how to fight and then go out and fight. You have things like qualified immunity that allowed officers like Derek Chauvin kill with impunity. People were telling him to stop. And what did he do? He chuckled and dug his knee deeper. Because he knows the system is behind him. Matter of fact, he killed before. And he knows that maybe there won't be accountability. Why does he feel like that? And like Jonathan said earlier, we have to infect the system with a conscience. Where is your humanity for the people? And I know for some of y'all it's the first time coming out here, but there are people in this movement that have been doing this for 20 plus years, some for 10 plus years, some since the 60s. And it's never too late to join us. It's never too late to join us. And the reason why I mention all of these things is because we are a part of the Justice for George Floyd and All Stolen Lives Coalition. And we have 11 bills. Excuse me, we have 9 bills. CUAPP put over 40 bills out. But we condensed it to 9 bills. And these 9 bills are not a silver bullet to just end police brutality, but it's a start. And these are 9 things that we know they could do right now. Not tomorrow, not in 6 years, not in 6 months, not next session, right now. And with this coalition, we've been meeting with some politicians. We've been rubbing our elbows with them. And we are being told that Democrats would be inconvenienced if they vote for this bill. Do you know what was inconveniencing? George Floyd not going back to his family. Do you know what was inconveniencing? Bilal Eid not going back to his family. Do you know what was inconveniencing? These families coming out here and marching every single damn day. That's an inconvenience, isn't it? So how the hell are we protecting people that get paid, what, 45,000? 60,000? 70,000? Over these families?
80,000. Yeah, man. Try 80.
Somebody say hell no. Somebody say hell no. Are we going to allow that?
Hell no.
Somebody say hell no. We're not allowing that to happen. And tonight we are meeting with the Public Safety Committee to talk about these bills. And we are being told that, well, they're not sexy. We don't give a damn about sexy. We don't give a damn about sexy. We give a damn about what's right. Right? And the time is now. The time is now. And it is always the right time to do the right thing. It is always the right time to do the right thing. And the right thing is to do what the families want. The right thing to do is to give us justice. If they gave us justice, then they wouldn't have to board up. They wouldn't have to go get some fences. They won't have to ask for police officers from what? Scott County to come here? They don't have to do any of that. All we want is justice. All we're asking is justice. We're asking for simple things, and yet they are worried about policing our reaction. How about they become proactive and give us some damn justice? Right? So, we have 9 bills. If you want to check them out, go to mncoalition.org. Right? And there are organizations like Communities United Against Police Brutality, TCC for J, the Minnesota Justice Coalition, Families Supporting Families Against Police Brutality, the Racial Justice Network, and many, many others that band together and worked on these bills. And now they're trying to tell us that they're not sexy. So tonight, we're going to tell the Public Safety Committee that the whole world is watching. Who's watching? Who's watching? Who's watching? Who's watching? And to the DFL as well. We don't give a damn about the 6 Democrats and them losing their seats. We want some justice. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? And one more person we got to talk about. One more person. And that person is Governor Walz. Governor Walz.
Piece of shit! He a piece of shit!
You're taking meetings with Paul Gazelka before you're meeting with the families. That ain't right. That's not right. That's not right. Remember, Governor Walz, you're a Democrat.
A piece of shit!
And what we need from Governor Walz is 2 things. 2 things. The first thing that we want Governor Walz to do is to add the qualified immunity bill that we have and the statute of limitations bill that we have to the reviser's budget. Expeditiously. Right now. When do we want it? When do we want it? When do we want it? The second thing is, we know that it's within his power to call for a special session. It's going to be a long trial. But it's never too late to give some people some justice. So if we're not able to move these bills, we want Governor Walz to call in for a special session to specifically talk about police accountability bills. Specifically that.
Oh, sorry, behind me, Asia.
And we're going to remind him that the whole world is watching. Say it with me. The whole world is watching. 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 And next I'd like to introduce Zainab, who's also with Care Minnesota.
Thank you all so much. I am so incredibly proud to share space with amazing activists that have been doing this work for way longer than I've been alive. So I want to talk about a few things, and I'll keep it really short because Relani and Mohammed did a really amazing job. I want to talk about one thing that we've learned this year, and that is the fact that property matters over people. We know when buildings were burning down. We know when business wasn't as usual. The governor, the mayor, and the people that are in charge of the state were willing to spend money and billions of dollars to invest in buildings. And that happened just as recently as the governor introducing the $35 million bill to bring more policing into our communities, to police us. Someone say that ain't right. We don't want more policing. We want to stay alive. Black Lives Matter. This isn't about us. This isn't about me. And the truth is, I'm 23 years old. Dalal Eid was 23 years old. He had goals, plans. He had a 5-year plan. Things he wanted to do, much like myself. But where is he now? And the governor is not even thinking about it.
You never see nobody.
Let's talk about the building right across from us, the US Bank Stadium. They spend over $1 billion on it to bring entertainment to our city, to bring more rich people into our city, to make profit. But where is the protection for Black lives? Where is the humanity when someone dies and you look at them and you don't even take a look, but you continue to put your knee on them? Or in the case of Dalal Eid, you want to show your perspective, the angle that matters to you the most, because you want to protect those cops.
There was assassination with him. They
assassinated
him. They assassinated them.
And they want to tell us their perspective, but truth is, we're here. We're demanding justice. We see you. We see what's happening in the city and in the streets. We will continue to be here. George Floyd won't be here. Dalal Eid won't be here. Philando Castillo won't be here. And the 4 other 100 lives that they've killed, the state has blood on their hands. But we will hold them accountable. We'll be here. So thank you all so much for allowing me to share.
And let's not forget our brother Isaac Aiden, who was gunned down by Eagan Police, Bloomington, and he died, I believe. It was a clip. Isaac Aiden, justice for Isaac Aiden as well, for our Somali brother Isaac Aiden. Who skipped school to be out here today? I said, who skipped school to be out here today? Who skipped work to be out here today? We should be so privileged that we can skip a job or leave a school or have a home. But for the students, for the youth that left school today, y'all are telling you're building something. This is more important. This is more important. I went to Minneapolis High School. Excuse me? And when she was fucked up.
Which place are you with?
I'm in an organization called the NDN Collective.
Okay, I took a photo of you and another guy that was with you, taller guy.
No, I'm alone.
Oh, I thought you two were together because I saw you talking. Okay.
No.
Can I want to just like follow you guys.
Yeah, I can.
I'm here from the New York City protest coverage group.
Okay.
So I just wanted to connect with other people. Oh, cool. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care. What was your name one more time? Amanda Lorenzo.
Protest coverage group. Are you out here all week or?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I know for today I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to kind of decide. So.
Okay. Cool. I'll hit you up on Instagram.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to move over here and take my stuff off for a second. All right, so we're gonna, give me a second, bear with me. I'll take you off my face. All right, so what's up, everybody? Again, I'm Lorenzo Serna. I was walking you around for a few hours here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The beginning of the trial of Derek Chauvin, who was filmed kneeling on George Floyd's neck until his death for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. The trial began today. From my understanding, it's been delayed already, but they'll be continuing tomorrow. So they were trying to pick juries, and then they decided they weren't going to do that anymore, I guess. I'm not sure the specifics. I've been out here. And yeah, let's keep following along. I don't know if I'm going to be back tomorrow or the next day. I'm not exactly sure. I wanted to just bring you out for the beginning of this trial, just to give you an idea of what's going on here, what it looks like on the ground. You saw all the fencing that's up. The National Guard's going to be here. I think there's over 1,000 police officers who are deploying. And yeah, the sky's pretty. It's a really beautiful day. I think unseasonably warm, but as climate chaos continues, this will be the norm. So sorry, this is how it is. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot for being here. Again, don't forget to follow, like, and share the NDN Collective. Again, I'm Lorenzo Serna. I am the director of technical media over here. And we wanted to bring you out here, give you like a first-person point of view of what it was like to be in this march, be here in solidarity. I hope you enjoyed it. And just keep following along. We'll be back.